Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Competitive Botany. In this video, you are going to learn transport of materials across the plasma membrane or cell membrane. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe the channel and then tap the bell icon for notifications. Share my channel with your friends too. Let's go to the class. You have already learned the structure of the plasma membrane in the previous video. The widely accepted model of plasma membrane is fluid mosaic model. Okay, so according to Singer and Nicholson, the phospholipid bilayer has proteins embedded in it. While the proteins are of two types, they are extrinsic proteins and intrinsic proteins. Okay, so you can observe the picture. So the main function of cell membrane is the transport of materials across the membrane. It occurs through the proteins only. That means the transport of materials across the membrane occurs through the proteins only. That means the proteins only allows the ions or molecules into and outside of the membrane. Okay. So transport proteins, these proteins are called as transport proteins, create a passage for lipid insoluble and larger molecules to cross the biological membranes. Okay. So generally there are two important types of proteins such as channel proteins and carrier proteins. Okay. So you can see the picture carefully. Channel proteins forms channel for lipid insoluble molecules and ions to pass freely through the membrane. Ions can freely diffuse through these channels. They provide continuous passage. Here you can see the channel protein. So this is the channel protein that is giving a continuous passage for the movement of molecules. Okay, so next, the channel proteins may be selective for a particular type of ions. Okay, let's go to the important competitive questions. All membrane processes such as pumping and channeling of molecules are carried out by, answer is proteins. Next question. Ion channel of the cell membrane is, answer is integral proteins. Lipid insoluble molecules and ions can pass freely through the, answer is channel proteins. Next question. The channel proteins transporting ions that remain open most of the time are called non-gated channels. Answer is non-gated. Now we are going to discuss about carrier proteins. You can see the image. These three are the carrier proteins. Okay. Generally, the carrier proteins bind to substance and carry it across the membrane. The movement of molecules across the carrier proteins relatively slow when compared to the channel proteins. There are three types of transport occurs through the proteins such as uniport, symport and antiport. This is our actual topic. Let's see one by one. So look at the figure carefully. First one showing uniport type of transport. Okay, so first embedded protein showing the uniport type of transport. Uniport is nothing but transport of single substance in one direction. The protein that transports single substance in one direction is termed as unipoter protein. The unipoter proteins are able to move single molecule in one direction. You should remember. Example for uniport is the unipoter protein can transport calcium ions or Ca2 plus ions through the presynaptic membrane. Look at the second embedded protein that is showing symport type of transport. Symport is nothing but transport of two substances by one protein at a time in the same direction. Okay, so example for this, symporter protein transports Na plus ions and glucose molecules at a time in the same direction. You can see the picture, in the same direction. Such kind of transport occurs in the intestine. Okay, transport of molecules through the unipoter protein is a type of simple diffusion, while the transport of molecules through the symporter protein is a type of facilitated diffusion. But both comes under the passive transport. That means they do not use any external energy. Now coming to the third one, that is antiport. Antiport is nothing but transport of two substances by same protein in the opposite direction. They move molecules in opposite direction. This is an active transport. It means it needs external energy, nothing but electrochemical gradient here used as external energy. Next, let's see the examples for antiporter protein. Antiporter protein transports 3 Na plus ions out of the cell in exchange of 2 K plus ions into the cell. Okay, so this is about uniport, symport and antiport. Symport and antiport are collectively called as co-transport. Okay, so this is regarding the transport of ions and molecules across the cell membrane. So now coming to the next question. The transport of a type of ion or molecule uphill against its concentration gradient coupled with the transport of another ion or molecule downhill its concentration gradient carried out by both antiporters and symporters. Such type of transport is called as co-transport. Thanks for watching.